In my last video, I told you about my move to Playa del Carmen and how that whole experience unfolded. But what I didn't really break down is that out of those 9 months that I lived there, 5 of them were actually spent back in Montreal. I went there to be with all my children together, and during that period, I was tested in ways that I was not expecting at all. And now that I've had time to process everything, I can see that 2025 was a year that I really needed. There was a very specific energy moving through that year, and whether you were aware of it or not, it was asking us to let go of everything that was no longer aligned in our lives. In numerology, the year 2025 carried the energy of the number 9. The number 9 represents endings, closure, and completion. So if in 2025 you experienced endings, if you left a job, ended a career, walked away from a relationship or friendship, or even went through a separation or divorce, you were right on time. Not everything is meant to continue. Some things are meant to end, so you can become who you are meant to be. In Chinese astrology, 2025 was the year of the snake, a year that asks you to become someone new. Just like the snake sheds its old skin to reveal a new one, we were outgrowing old skins and stepping into the truth of who we really are. It was a year of quiet shifts and deep realizations, not always visible on the outside, but deeply felt within. After going back and forth between Montreal and Mexico a few times at the end of 2025, I found myself in a situation where things felt really uncertain for a while. I was pulled into a conflictual dynamic, one that had started years prior. I was still hopeful it would resolve, but instead, it escalated. It wasn't something I chose, but it was something I had to navigate. And that period required a lot from me, mentally and emotionally. I experienced things that honestly I had never, ever experienced before. Dynamics that challenged my sense of self, my peace, and my stability. And I had to learn in real time how to stay grounded in the middle of that. One thing that became very clear to me is that there are people who cannot find peace within themselves. And because of that, they will try to disrupt yours. But even that situation, I now understand, was there to help me shed the last layers of a past version of myself. And that's ultimately why I ended up leaving Playa del Carmen. By December 2025, I had made the move back to Puerto Morelos, and I stayed there for what I now see was a transition period. During that time, I was being called to process everything I had just gone through, to integrate the lessons and to come back to myself. I had to really sit with what 2025 showed me, and it became clear why I was pushed into that period of solitude, of living alone, because it had been so long since I had truly sat with myself and focused on what I needed. And the idea of moving again, of making another big change, it felt really overwhelming, at times even discouraging. But as soon as 2026 started, I would say around February, something really changed in my energy field. The energy felt completely different. It was like everything I had gone through suddenly made sense. I felt clearer, I felt grounded again, I felt like me again. And for the first time in a while, the path in front of me felt open. So my ideas came back, my creativity was on fire. So I started focusing on what was next, dedicating my time to upcoming projects, preparing myself and getting ready for yet another big transition.
¿Dónde están los sanitarios? Aquí a la vuelta, miren. Aquí. Sí, voy a todo. Unas
I wonder if the matcha ones are good. 'Cause no matter how much I want to love matcha, I really don't.
Oh. I think I had that one before.
You've never had anything matcha? Never. It's a powdered green tea, so it's even more powerful.
Ya están listas, chicas, sus bebidas.
De este lado.
Ok, gracias.
Es mío. Gracias.
Y Dios mío, gracias.
One thing I knew for sure is that I was going to enjoy every moment I had left in Mexico before this next transition. And yes, that transition meant another move, but this one felt different. It felt like I was going somewhere temporary, but for an extended period of time. Like a place I'm meant to be, just not meant to stay. A new chapter is opening in my life, and with it came a level of clarity I didn't have before. I can see my next steps more clearly now. Now, even with the overwhelm of that move and everything that came with it, which is exactly why I don't have footage of me packing and preparing, it was just too much. I still made sure to live. I spent time with friends, I went to the ocean as much as I could, my mama ocean, sargasso or no sargasso, I showed up. And whenever I could pull myself away from my computer, because creativity during that time, it was intense, but I leaned into it. I worked hard, and I'm actually really proud of that. So Mexico, darling, this isn't a goodbye. This is a see you later, because you became home for me. And where I'm going next, it's not home, but it's where I'm meant to be right now. For how long? I really don't know, but I'm learning to trust the flow again. Not control it, just move with it. So Mexico, thank you for healing me. Thank you for restoring me. And thank you so much for resetting me. Te amo mucho. Nos vemos muy pronto.
When a fresh perspective is needed, a place like this must be visited. Problem? What problem?